So today we're going to build a trellis system for our thornless blackberries. So you can see where I've kind of crappily, not knowing what I'm doingly, put together some tomato cages and whatever the heck this is, and tried to grow them vertically. But I came to find out these work better and produce more fruit when they grow horizontally. So we're going to build a trellis system that we can stretch them out on. So our area here is probably 8 feet wide, so I want it to be kind of 4 by 8. So I'll show you what we're going to do. Alright, so for our trellis system, first thing we're starting with is posts. These are 4 by 4 posts, and the way we're sinking those in the ground is going to be a big spike. Across each 4 by 4, we're going to have 2 rows of 2 by 4s. And for our space, we chose to go 3.5 on the top. The second row is going to be 2. So we have an 8-foot board that we can cut down and a 2-foot board cut down. The 4 by 4s, we're going to make those 5 feet tall. In order to put everything together, you need some outdoor rated screws. And this is a kit we picked up on Amazon. This is a wire rope kit, and it has everything you need to do this. It's got the adjustable turnbuckles, it's got the ferrule caps, and it's got the eyelets that we need to put this together. So let's do some sawing. Okay, so we're laid out like this. For the top one, it needs to be like 5 to 6 feet, and we have a 5-foot board, so it's kind of in that range. And the bottom one needs to be like 3 to 4 feet, so we're kind of in that range. I mean, it's kind of just based on your space and what you want to do, but that's kind of the general guidelines. So we've got these laid out, mark the centers, and let's just screw them down and get them in place. Make sure you make it square to the actual piece of wood. So the biggest bit I have is this 22mm one that I used to take off the tires of my car, but it just so happens to fit into here pretty well. So we'll see how that works to drill it in. I would say that's a success. Alright, so here is the finished product. Got this guy. And the reason we put these boards on the opposite side of the eyelet is just so the force of these wires pulling will pull against this board instead of just pulling straight out of the screws like if it was on this side. So instead of setting them in concrete, we're going to try these big stake holder things. And these are cheaper than the ones that were at the big box store. These are on Amazon. Instead of screwing into it, they just kind of clamp around the 4x4. We'll see how it works. And they got little butterflies on them. Nice little butterflies. So you could just hammer this a bit, but we got this tamping tool. Okay, and let's put the posts in. Okay, right after we set this, we realized we need to scoot it back. So we're having to remove it. Big crowbar helps. This is a turnbuckle, and there's going to go just one on each, and this is going to allow you to make it longer or shorter, but you don't want it to go longer. You want to run these all the way out, or a good amount of the way out, so they're as long as possible, so as your rope sags over time, you can tighten these up, because the rope shouldn't sag much, but you want to have the ability to tighten it when it does. So that's why run them out as far as you can. But now you can have one on each of these. Just do that on all 4 of them. Alright, so to terminate the cables, we have these. These are called ferrules. These are called thimbles. And this just helps keep it from fraying the rope. So let's go over to the rope and take a look. So what we have here is just electrical pliers. They have the crimping settings on them. This isn't really built for this, but first you put it through the hole
make a little loop, put it back through the hole, and then you could put your thimble in here, tighten up by pulling the long side of the rope. So it just sits kind of nicely in there. You don't want too long of a little thing here, so I might adjust this a little bit real quick. Alright, and that looks good. And then you just take your crimper. Oh wait, what'd I mess up? Bing! Bing!
Why is it not going in?
Bing! So, just trying to get it tight as possible with this thing straight. Tightening it up is actually very hard. I don't want it tightened anymore. Alright, finally. And what I've been doing is using the blue setting here. And squanching it. Squanch! So I just use these little wire bread ties. Kind of fix those in place, and you can undo them at any time. But you kind of want to train these to go up to that first wire, kind of do a little dog leg, and then come over this way. So like something like that. Just so they're not stressed out and they're supported. You know, nothing too tight. You can get stuff that's made specifically for this that kind of like rubber or like fabric or something. Here's our finished product. Got these guys all trained up on the trellis here. They'll be giving us some berries sometime soon. Over here I end up shortening some of these tomato cages just as kind of some training wheels for the smaller ones that grow up, so before I can give them a little support before they get onto the main. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you can do this yourself. And hopefully this stays around long enough.